Hey, welcome to my channel. Come with me as I meal prep breakfast and dinner for the entire week. Here's what we have in this week's lineup. I rarely have breakfast, and so I went simple. I just did some fruits, and I also prepped some Greek yogurt with chia seeds. I have some string beans, green beans, and carrots that I did in the air fryer, some oven roasted potatoes. This is steamed fish. It has fish, okra, crackers, and a bunch of other stuff. Here I did a pineapple chicken. It's just fried chicken breast in a sauce, and then I did some quinoa and rice mixed. So let's get into the process. First thing I started on was my potatoes, and I bought this bag of potatoes like a couple weeks before, and so it was, it has seen better days, but this is real life. We're gonna use them anyway, so I just took off the parts that weren't as appealing, gave them some big decent chops. I think they're called diced. They're diced. Yeah. So I did that. I'm just throwing them directly in the pan that I'm going to put in the oven. I'm spraying it. The pan was not lined or greased or anything before, so I'm spraying it generously. Now, I pretty much use the same seasonings for almost everything. Sometimes I'll switch out one or two things. But for my roasted potatoes, I added salt, and I did that generously. Added some black pepper, which is what I'm doing right now. Some garlic powder, which that's what you're seeing. Some paprika. I love to use a lot of paprika because it gives a lot of color to things, and I like my food to look like it's actually, appetizing. And this is some complete seasoning. I absolutely love this thing. I can't get it here in Canada, but my sister gets it from the US and takes it over. Put it in the oven at 350 for about 40 minutes. You can check it. If a fork goes through it, then it's ready. Pretty much. Now I'm just chopping up my seasonings and stuff for my fish and also for my chicken. So that's it. Nothing too fancy. I'm doing onions, scallions, sweet pepper, thyme, and that's my okra. I just went to wash it, and now I'm going to remove the top part. I don't know what it's called, but I removed that part that nobody wants to eat, and I'm just chopping them in half. It's already washed, so I'm just adding it to my seasoning plate so that I have everything prepped and ready once the fish pot has started. This is some garlic. Fun fact, I don't love garlic. That's why I opt to use like garlic powder and stuff, but I don't love garlic. And I know it's antibiotic, anti-inflammatory, anti-everything is a great thing, but this is me dicing the heck out of the garlic because I don't want to see it, I don't want to smell it, I don't want to taste it. But I also like garlic bread, so make it make sense. Anyways, this is the fish I'm using. They're pretty thin. They're sliced fillets. Yeah, if you have seen my grocery haul, then you would have already seen all the things that I'm using here because I talked about what I got at the grocery store. Now for this, I ensure that I washed it with vinegar to get rid of any like raw smell or anything from it, and I'm using the same seasonings, except I added all-purpose seasoning. That's the one that I just added before the complete. Yep. And then I'm just going to gently season these. I'm not trying to be too rough because they are very thin, and it's the first time I'm buying these, so I didn't expect it to be so thin, but I didn't want them to break up while I'm seasoning. That's what it looks like. If you can't see the seasoning on it, then it's not fully seasoned. And I'm using these two things, so coconut powder, and I'm also coconut milk powder. I'm also using a soup mix, and I'm adding my crackers. If you're Jamaican, you already know that these are must-haves. If not, then welcome to my culture. Now I'm sauteing the seasonings in the pan, adding some water because I am going to season like a broth type. I don't know what you want to call it. I guess it could kind of be like I'm going to season the liquid that I'm going to do the fish in. So I sauteed the vegetables first, added the water, then I'm adding the okras because the okras need a little bit of time to cook so that it's like soft enough, if that makes sense. Once that starts boiling, I'm going to add in my cock soup, and then I'm going to add in my coconut milk powder. If you have the liquid coconut or coconut cream, that works just as fine. Season to your liking, do what you like. There's no right or wrong way about this. While that's going on, I'm going to put my rice and quinoa mix in my instant pot. And I always, since I bought this instant pot, I've always used my instant pot for my rice because I just set it and forget it. And this rice and peas seasoning I only started using since I started dating my partner, because he always uses it and I'm like, oh, this is actually good. But it's not a must use. Do whatever you must. And for this, I'm using basmati rice, and I usually just, whatever amount of rice I'm using, I double the amount of water, and that's it. I'm adding the rest of the coconut milk powder because I only used half in the fish. Setting it on and 12 minutes, and that's it. Literally just set it and leave it. I'm adding in my crackers now because I like when my crackers are soft. Let me know if when you're eating steamed fish, if you want your crackers to be soft or you want it to still have a little crunch. It has to be so soggy. I don't know, maybe I'm weird. So I'm covering it with the liquid to ensure that it actually seeps through. And I'm adding the fish last because I want the broth to be seasoned, and also I don't want my fish to start breaking considering the fact that they're so thin, like too thin. But my boyfriend doesn't like the whole fish anymore, and so that's why I'm using these fillets instead of like a full fish head to tail, you know. Anyways, for my chicken, I diced it. It's chicken breast. Diced it, washed it, cleaned it, all the great stuff, and now I'm seasoning. Same set of seasonings that I've been using. As I said, I like to stick to the things that I like, you know, sue me. So that's salt, pepper, garlic, paprika so far. And then I'm going to add some complete seasoning as well. Oh, I also added some cayenne pepper just to add a little kick to it. I didn't add too much because, you know, I like spices, but not everybody does. And then I added the all-purpose seasoning to this as well. Sometimes I'll switch between all-purpose and like chicken seasoning, but I guess this time I decided to do that. And I like using cornstarch for frying instead of flour these days. Sometimes I'll do a mix. Anyway, so I just coated these. I was going to do it in the air fryer, but I'm like, too lazy. And I already had the veggies like going in there, which you're gonna see in a minute. So I'm like, let's just do this in a pan. It's fine. So I just had some canola oil in the pan, heated it. You know how to fry stuff. I know you do. So I'm just tossing everything in there. The oil almost burned me now. Anyways, I'm just letting it sit there for a bit while I work on the sauce that I'm going to do, and I'm literally just winging everything. I'm also adding those seasonings. I'm just winging everything, and I'm just using what I have around the house. Like, that's the great thing about cooking at home. Like, you don't always have to follow a recipe. And yes, I was struggling with the ketchup. I also added some Diana sauce, which is top tier. It's barbecue sauce, but it's not as strong as normal barbecue sauce. I don't know how else to explain it. I like adding ginger to my sauces, but sometimes I don't use the natural ginger. I use like that ginger sugar tea mix, and it literally, it does everything it needs to do. I'm just pouring it on here. A part of me was saying do the sauce first and allow it to like thicken and then add the chicken back to it, but I was lazy. And that's okay. So now I'm just tossing my veggies in my air fryer. They're washed, peeled, chopped, everything that needs to be done for it to prep, and I sprayed it with some oil just so that it can have like a little bit of a crunch to it still. And then I'm seasoning it with you guessed it, the same set of things that I've been using all this time. You can see it. Definitely season to your liking though. Like, it doesn't have to be the same things that I use or the same brand or anything like that. This is just me showing you what I use. Now let's prep our fruits for our yogurt and fruit bowl for breakfast in the morning. These are all the things that I'm using, which you could probably tell from the first part of the video. Anyways, starting off with my strawberries, they're washed, which is super important. I'm removing all the leaves and anything else that needs to be removed, and I'm literally just dicing this up. I hate to bite into a whole strawberry because most times they're cold and my teeth are sensitive. So yeah, I also washed some blueberries and added them. As I said, if you want to see all the things that I buy for the 2-week period that I do grocery shopping for, to see what I have for meal prep and like how I stay on track with like trying to be healthier and lose weight and all these things, working on reversing my PCOS, all those things. If you're interested, I do grocery hauls, and so you can check out those videos as well. There will be a playlist at the end of the video that you can check out, or you can just go through my page and see all the wonderful things that are there. Anyways, I have this apple and I just chopped it, as you saw just now while I was yapping, and now I'm just adding it. I also have some green seedless grapes that I'm throwing on in there. Literally, meal prep is supposed to make your life easier, not more complicated. And here I'm using some Greek yogurt, whichever brand, whichever type you like. This one is the extra creamy because my usual plain or vanilla wasn't there, which I also spoke about in that grocery haul, just saying. No, I'm just adding some chia seeds. I love chia seeds, and I literally add it to everything that it can be added to. Like, it's a superfood, and I'm super in love with this food. Okay, so that's it. This is the lineup which you've seen before, but I'm showing you again. Let me know if you like these meal prep videos. Let me know if you meal prep for yourself, or if you'd like to get into meal prepping. I honestly love it. It's soothing, and it also takes cooking and meals and everything prepping off my mind for at least a couple of days. Sometimes I'll do it for the entire week like I did here, and I just don't have to worry about it, and I know that I'm being fed. So yeah, I love it. Let me know what else you guys want to see from me. But until next time, just remember to do something today that will help you to be a little bit better than you were yesterday. Like, fueling your body. Go make some food. Go meal prep. All right. Bye bye.